And we're here, right? We're live? Yay! Is this Facebook Live, Matt? Matt, we're there. How about that? I am so excited. It's the end of the day, the end of a really wonderful long day. I need those glasses back on, Chris. No, we really don't. Today's a wonderful day. We've had so much fun today. And you guys have been amazing, totally amazing. Okay. All right. Sounds good. All right. Hi, Patricia. Hello, Tana. Hello. Yep, Tana, I've been here all day. Who else has been here all day? Who else? Come on. Got Janine. Betty Jo, you've been here all day. You bet. It's been a great day. Have you been sewing along with us? Or you've been watching? I don't suppose you got your folios done because that's got to dry. Yep, it's got to dry, but that's okay. So Linda Cox from West Valley, where are y'all coming from? Betty Jo, I know where you are. You're out in, I've got the name, Betty Jo. I lost it, but I know where you are. So Betty Jo is sewing along with us. Stockton. I was going to say Stepford, but that wasn't right. So Betty Jo, you're in Stockton. Chris just gave me the word over there. Laura said she's just watching today. Hey, Karen, not really. I'm not exhausted. Maybe by 6 o'clock I'm going to be. So if I start talking in circles, you're going to know that there's a problem, right? So we're going to leave this door open, Chris. Yep. So don't do jumping jacks out there.
Oh, I'll try.
All right, so what we are going to make today, and because I got to pick which design I got to do, is this one, because of course you all know that I love bags. And this one was very intriguing. I thought, how are they going to make this out of a tea towel? So we're going to find out today. If you haven't done yours yet, you're going to love it. Okay, we have Iowa, we have St. Louis, we have Orlando. Betty Jo said she's kind of a Stepford wife. No, you're from Stockton. All right, we have about the pop-up shop. Okay, I just got home and wondered about the pop-up shop. That is a mouthful, Diane. That is if you'll go to our website, all you have to do is type in pop-up shop. It will bring up this wonderful site on our website, and you can go in there and you can shop at 15% discount today and tomorrow. And the discount code is written right on the screen there. It's BellaBox15, and it will qualify you for a discount on anything that's not already discounted. It won't get you into special orders or pre-orders or events, but it'll give you a great discount on your stabilizers, your threads, actually, let me talk about this. We have a Bella Box thread kit, and this is going to be the basics that you're going to be using. You might use a few others, but this will give you what you need on this project. These are so fun. I like having them all in one place because I don't have to say, oh, where's my thread? And I can just grab this box and I've got it. And it's got some great colors in it. And that is on our website, but it's already discounted, so you won't get an extra discount on it. Oh, Janet, how are you doing? All right, so we also have other things going on. In case some of you are just joining us, I want you to see that we have prizes we're going to give away. Prizes. We're going to take about a week to pick your names, but what you have to do to win a prize is you have to share this video with someone. So go ahead and just share and share and share. But we have lots of prizes to give away because we like to do that. So you're going to get a discount and you're going to get a prize if you want to enter the prize. And it's going to be fun. And besides that, you've got your Bella Box with these great 6 projects in it. And we are going to do the last project right now. And that is going to be this tote. I love this. It's kind of tiny, kind of cute. I like it. And I like that it says, Maker's Gonna Make. I like that. Okay, is everybody ready? Oh, yes, Laura. It's just like Sweet and Simple. I'm already trying to think of new ideas for Sweet and Simple. So this whole day today, you've learned 2 really brand new concepts with embroidery. You were introduced to the clear blue tiles, and we did some collage embroidery, which I had never done before. except for last Monday when I got my Bella box. And it's really a fun thing to do. So you might find different ways to use that, and the clear blue tiles, you're going to use those all the time. All right, are we ready to roll? We've got Washington, and you've already shared it. That's great. And Debbie, okay, Debbie Hillstead shared. Perfect. I like to hear it. Okay, now you know that these videos are always going to be on Facebook. You can always go back and watch them again. So if you don't get what you need today, or you're just watching today, go back and watch it. It's always going to be there. Okay, if you come down here, Matt, let's go down to the cutting board. I'm going to show you the things that you're going to need. You're going to need the, what is this called? Ombre tea towel. Matt's got to give me all the words over there. Okay, the ombre tea towel. This is what we're going to use on this project. I also have a little square of the silver leather, and then I have just a little part of one of the little squares of fabric in there. Now, I've already gone ahead and cut my straps off, but I'm going to show you how I did it. So this is my tea towel. I cut the little strap out of the corner, so it's not there any longer. I've just cut that right out because we don't need that. Then I lined it up, edge to edge, and I had my edge right there. You can see how that would have, maybe a different way. That'll make more sense to you. That's where that fit right there. And that had my finished edge right here, right? Okay, so the first thing you did is you lined it up like this, and then you took your ruler and you cut off, I'm going to have to turn it this way because I'm not left-handed, and you cut off 2 inches. I had to move my towel up because my ruler is not that long. I just folded my towel up. I have 2 inches right here, and I cut it off with my rotary cutter. I've already cut it off. I'm not going to cut it again. And then I took both ends. So what I ended up with was 2 of these right here. I have a finished edge on both of them because I had my towel doubled over, remember? So I have 2 straps that I'm cutting off, and I have the finished edge right here. I cut the selvage. No, it wouldn't be the selvage on this, it would be the finished edge on the ends. I cut those finished edges off, and then I ended up with a 2-inch strip, just like this. I went to the ironing board, I folded a 1/2 inch over on the raw edge, then I folded it over again to meet the folded edge, or the finished edge. And I'm not going to sew these right now, even though in the instructions it tells you to go ahead and sew them. I'm going to get my embroidery part done first. But I've taken both straps, and I have folded over a 1/2 inch, then folded over again, and stitched it down. I mean, I'm not going to stitch it, I have pressed it down. I'm going to set these aside for a few minutes. I'm not going to do that part right yet. But I am going to bring the instructions over so you can see where I am. So I've just talked to you about how to cut the little strap out, and then how you folded it, and then you cut 2 inches off the edge right there, giving you the 2 straps, and you cut both finished edges off the ends, which leaves you a 2-inch long strap. And then you're going to fold it in half and fold it in a 1/2 inch over and press it, then fold it over to the folded edge. So you have your folded edge and your finished edge together right here. And you will simply meet them right there and press it. Then I'm going to set them aside, and we're going to do the next step later on. Okay, now we're going to go to things that I haven't done before. Well, I've done them before, but I haven't done them today. All right, so I have my tea towel right here. I've already cut 2 inches off each side. I'm going to fold it in half with wrong sides together. Going to line up that nice folded edge, finished edge right there. And what I need to do is that I need to cut it off so it is 12.5 inches wide. I'm going to line it up with my cutting table right here, and I'm going to trim this down, and we are on step number 1 on part 2. So step number 1, part 2, we're going to center in the tea towel. I'm going to fold the tea towel over in half length widthwise, wrong sides together. aligning the hemmed edge, and I'm going to square the tea towel at 12.5 inches. Now, if you find that your tea towel is a little ski-wampus, if maybe, like see right here, I have a little bit of extra that doesn't quite match up, that's why we're going to square it. You're not going to have to worry about that too much. But if you find that your tea towel is maybe going like this, and you think, well, how am I going to square that up? What I want you to do is just stretch that just a little bit. Just pull on it, give it a little tug to make those edges match up. And you will find that that's all going to work. Okay, now I'm going to line up one edge right over here, and I am going to square it to 12.5 inches. Okay, I'm going to line this edge right up here. I'm going to line that up there so I feel like I'm pretty good. And I'm going to count 12.5 inches over from here, which takes me to right here. This might seem a little scary to cut more off this tea towel, but we are. And it's a little hard to get through that finished edge right there. Now this part I don't need anymore. Now I have it squared up to 12.5 inches. Now I'm going to do some markings on it. And the easiest way to do this is to look right at your picture and keep that picture in mind when you're making your measurements and your markings. Okay, now I'm going to go 1 inch down from the top right here, and we are on step number B. And I'm going to line that up with my cutting table. I'm going to measure down 1 inch from the edge right there. And I am going to make a mark. Now I can label this one A, and then I'm going to go 12 inches from the top here, not from the mark, but 12 inches down from the top, and I'm going to make another mark. We're going to do a few markings on this, and this one is going to be B. All right, now let's go to the next step. What I have done is I've got a 5x7 hoop, and I have hooped in there a sticky back stabilizer. Now I'm going to score this. Did you notice everybody does this a little bit differently? It all works. Most of the time. Pick that up. It is so sticky, it doesn't want me to pull it. Okay. It's being stubborn. All right, so now it's nice and sticky. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we've gotten down to step number 3. I have loaded on the centering crosshairs. I'm going to go over just my stabilizer, and I'm going to stitch out that crosshair. And I've got black thread in there because I want to be able to see it, because it's really not going to matter what color I have in there. Come on. Okay, I'm going to go back out. It didn't want to stitch for me right there. Give me a second. Okay. So I'm stitching on the Baby Lock Altair. And this is a machine that you can sew and embroider on. So that means when you go to a retreat, you only have to take one machine. And this has a camera function on your telephone, on your cell phone, your smartphone, which is really cool. I love that sound it makes. And if you were watching Lisa in her class, I told her I was going to change the needle. I haven't done that yet. Let's see how far we can go on it. All right, I've got my markings on there. I should change that needle. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to fold the tea towel in half lengthwise with the right sides together. So I've got my markings on here. I'm going to fold it over, right sides together. And I am going to give a little finger press right here. And I'm going to measure up. We are on now step number 6. Keep the folded edge aligned. Fold the towel up left at line B. You know what? I won't be able to tell where line B is. You guys are going to keep me in line, right? If you see me getting off on it has been a long day, but that's okay. All right, I've got that folded up, and you'll see that my picture looks just like the one on picture number 6. Okay, I've got my fold down here, I've got my raw edges up there, and I've got the fold over here. So keeping the tea towel folded, I am now going to line it up with those crosshairs. Remember the crosshairs I have right here? I want to put this right there. I love those crosshairs. It just gets you lined up perfectly. And really, if you're sitting down, you really can't do this as easily. You need to be able to have a bird's eye view where you can see where those crosshairs are and where your fold is. And then when you unfold it, see what I've got right there? I've got my line right there in place, and I'm going to press all of that down. So the next thing I'm going to do is load my design on my machine, because I finished with the crosshairs and I need to put the actual design on. And I've got it on my USB stick. I think this machine must almost be wore out today. It's been stitching a lot. And I'm just going to hit set, and I'm going to hit embroidery. And what it's going to do is going to bring the scissors up first. Yep, I got to find the right hole. And I want to make sure my tea towel is not laying underneath. So let's make sure that we've got this all lined up properly. So we are now on step number 8. So the stabilizer is underneath, and it's all that sticky stuff. I've smoothed it in place, and the dark color should be to the right, which is exactly where it is. So the first thing it's going to stitch out is my scissors. So I want to change my thread. I had black thread in there. I know Chris talked earlier today about never bring your thread out over the top. Don't just pull it out. A lot of people will cut it at the bottom. No, excuse me, I'm trying to think. They'll snip it up here and then they'll pull it out the needle. You can do that. I like to, just because that's a habit I have developed, I like to walk my thread down. There is right here about number 3, there is a tension disc, and when it's closed, it needs to be closed in order to run. So when your foot is down, it is closed. When your foot is up, it is open. So when you thread your machine, the foot needs to be up. That opens that tension disc so you can get the thread in. But you don't ever want to pull your thread out against that tension disc. So what you want to do, if you do it the way I do it, is I take my thread up here, out of the spool, and I walk it down to number 3, and when I hear it pop out of the tension disc, then I can pull it out of the needle, and that's what I like to do. Okay, I've got my needle threaded. I am ready to stitch. If we have any troubles at all, I am pulling that needle out. We'll see how it goes. So what it's going to do is give me a placement line for my scissors. And my scissors are silver, so I am going to stitch in silver. Of course, you could stitch in any color you wanted. Now that's just giving me a placement line. It's got to stitch those little finger holes in the scissors. And I will tell you right now, it's a little hard to cut those finger holes out. And we're going to be doing that in a minute. Okay, now I'm going to put my silver fabric down, and I'm going to just, now you can tape this in place. Sometimes I find with such a small piece of fabric like this, I'm just going to kind of hold it in place. But taping is always a good idea, and I believe they suggest you tape it. You don't want it to shift. And it's going to stitch a wonderful stitch all the way around, and then we're going to trim that off. Oh, you bet. Makes a difference, doesn't it? I don't know why it just stopped. Maybe it really is tired. It phantomly stopped there for just a minute. I don't know why. I hope you guys are stitching right along with me. Volume is very low. That's how I do my thread too. Lynn, that's how I do it. So Janice, you've had a hard time hearing all day. I am so sorry. And Donna says we keep freezing. Well, let me just tell you, we're not freezing. And I am going to come over here, and I am actually going to, because I should have, it's not going to throw me off too much, but I had my fabric turned the wrong way when I did my marking. So you want to do the marking on the wrong side. That would make it much easier to see what I'm sewing, but that's okay. We're going to do just fine. All right, now the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to trim my scissors backs, and we are now on part 3. We have done step A, we have done step B, we've done step C, and D was where it did the tack down line, and that would be step 2 on my machine. But now I'm just ready to trim these scissors back. I want to trim this beautiful silver back. And you want to get pretty close to that stitch line. So I was making a project this morning from the Home for the Holidays, from the curated collection that Kimberbell just put out. And we're going to do a class on that very soon. And it is going to be so fun. And one of the projects I did out of that this morning, there was so much cutting, so much trimming back that I thought, oh, my hands are tired. So my thumb is a little tired. All right, so now I've got my scissors all cut out. And I'm not going to do it right now because I don't have my seam ripper with me, and that's what I would actually help lift this fabric up right here. But you want to cut out the finger holes right here. This is something I can actually do a little bit later, so I'm going to leave that for right now. And we are going to go down to step number 3, which is also step number 3 on my machine. And I'm going to stitch out where the dress form is going to be. I'm going to leave that silver thread in there for right now, because it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. All I'm going to do is get me a placement line. If you guys have noticed today, if you've been stitching along, it's really tough to get all of this fabric spread out and in the right spot when you're trying to go in and out with your, whoops, my thread came undone, with your hoop. Boy, if I had to thread this by hand each time, we'd be sunk. And I'm going to change my thread in just a minute. Oh, whoops, stop that, stop that. I want to change to black. I'm not quite to where I thought I was. I jumped ahead here just a bit. All right, I'm going to put my black thread in because the first thing I want to stitch out is the base of my dress form. All right, so because I started with the silver, it's not going to make a whole lot of difference. I'm going to just back it up. All right, and I'm going to start that again. Oh, whoops, stop. How's everybody doing out there? Matt, how are you doing? You have been sitting there all day long.
I'm doing great.
Matt says he's doing great. Another thing I like to check periodically while I stitch is that I want to make sure that my embroidery foot has not come loose. Have you ever been stitching along and all of a sudden it's starting to wiggle? And what happens when it wiggles? It is going to break your needle because it's going to hit on that. And there I go. I have the bottom of my dress form on there. And now I'm going to do the dress form, and this time I do want to switch out my thread because I don't want to have it in black behind there. So because the fabric I'm going to use is a little bit gold, I'm going to put some gold thread in there. Matt, have you learned how to embroider today?
I'm basically an expert now.
You are an expert. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to stitch out my placement line. I like how they give us a placement line. So Matt, you've grown up in this business. You have grown up. How old were you when your mom first started?
Oh man, 5, maybe
Really?
4. Well, at least started the business.
Wow.
But
Okay, I got my placement line down, and now I'm going to put my fabric down. And once again, we're going to be trimming here. I'm going to make sure my foot is tight. It wasn't, so there. So this is kind of cool that we're stitching the Bella box with the son of the Bella box. I think that's really cool. We're really glad you were able to film for us today. All right, I'm going to pop this back out because I'm pretty sure I want to trim this off. All right, we're now down to a step D. We've already stitched out step number 5 on our machine. And we're down to step D, and I'm going to trim around this. It's a tiny little thing, but it's cute. Okay, now we're going to move on to step, this would be step number 5, A, and step number 5. We're going to do the dress form decorative outline, and I'm going to leave my same gold thread in there. Well, I can't say that I've been watching or sewing since I was 5, not like you can. Okay, you'll be able to see on your screen that it's going to do this decorative stitch, and you can watch it stitch it out right there. So this project doesn't have a lot of embroidery on it. In fact, we're almost finished with it. Right now, after we finish the skirt or the dress form, we are going to stitch out makers. And for that one, I am going to choose this beautiful teal color, this kind of a bluish color. So pretty. So we only have 14 minutes of actual stitch time. But then you have to take in consideration that we do have to trim our fabrics off. Okay. I think the project I was doing this morning had like 15 thread changes. It has a lot. And you guys are going to sew it with us, I hope. All right, I'm going to do the makers part. I can see in my window that's my next step. And I've changed my thread to a kind of a bluish, tealish. I can't say it's an actual teal, but it's pretty. And this part will take 4 minutes to stitch out. Does anybody have any questions or comments? So Betty Jo, you probably read, Betty Jo said that she hasn't seen you since you were 5. So you've grown a lot.
Yeah, I sure have.
This guy is tall. I've watched him grow up too. It's been fun. Well, I'm sorry. I'm sorry if there's interruptions for you all. Where did you get the gold fabric? Says Susie. That fabric was, I just got it out of my, the fabric in the kit. I just cut a little piece off. Who is Matt's mom? They already covered that though, didn't they? So Kathy's in Florida. I don't know what your weather like is in Florida, but I tell you, we've got such hot weather going on here. In fact, the whole West is on fire. We are burning up and we are hot. We can't keep our grass watered. Our grasses are turning yellow and dying in many spots, and it's just plain hot. We haven't had rain in weeks, have we, Matt? I mean, measurable since maybe April?
I think just like a little bit.
Like it doesn't really even hit the ground.
Yeah.
It just kind of bounces right back up. So we would love a good storm. Actually, one day there was a clap of thunder, but that was it, and it was gone. No rain. I didn't see the lightning. It was just one clap of thunder.
I think we're supposed to get a lot of rain at the end of the month.
Are we?
Yeah.
I'll believe that when I see it.
Yeah. That's what I heard.
Exactly. I love how it turns out. Who would ever thought it was a towel? I would never have thought it was a towel. But this is really cute, isn't it? And you guys can see I'm going to be in a little bit of trouble because I have my marking on the right side and I need it on the wrong side. But that's okay. I'm going to switch it over in as soon as I get the project out of the machine. I am using 7511 embroidery needles for all of it, yes. Yes, you can sew it on the leather. The project I did this morning, it was a full-on leather project, and I used a 7 to 511. But what I did is that I switched out my needle. I put a brand new needle in because going through all of that fabric and all of the texture I was asking it to go through, a sharper needle was really the best. Oh, Judy, you want to see how to do the create banner? Oh, you are going to love it. We did that video earlier today, and it is on the Facebook, so you can definitely go in and watch it. So Lisa said they've had rain, rain, rain. I wish we had a little rain. Okay, we're almost ready. We're going to do the S. I'm sorry we keep freezing. No, this bag, Mindy, is not going to be large enough to put the orange pop rulers in. But if you go to our website, we have a class on the orange pop ruler bag. And it's a fun bag. I mean, it zips shut. You can hang it on the wall. You put all of your rulers in there. And you can travel with it. It's really a great bag. And we do have that on our website. And that would include the pattern too. So take the class, get the pattern. I mean, it's very inexpensive. Boy, all these things that Kimberbell brings to us. We have the orange pop rulers, and now we have the clear blue tiles. And then we have all of these events, the Bella box that we can learn and do. I love it. I'm learning so much. And if you watched doing the folio today, when people say, oh, it's just an embroidery machine, it does all the work for you, that's not true. You still have a lot of work to do. Yep, the folio does fit in it, Marianne, exactly. So Vicki said they had flash flood warnings a few days ago, and again in a few days. Where are you, Vicki? Because I know southern Utah. Have you seen the news on southern Utah? They have had flash floods. They have wiped out buildings, and that's usually drier. It's amazing, isn't it? Okay, the next thing I'm going to stitch out is Gona, and I'm going to switch out to a different color. I'm going to take this beautiful thread out. Dang, it's hot in here. I'm going to switch to a straw-like yellow gold. And it's this, no, yep, I think I'm going to. This is the same thread that I used on the dress form. So it's going to kind of coordinate together. And the marker that I used would be a water-soluble marker. And that made it, oh, what's it doing? Oh, that's what it's supposed to do. Sorry, got me there for a minute. So this is going to just come out when I wet it down. And it really does just come out that easy. So for a second there, it startled me because I thought, oh, it's sewing right over the scissors, but it's supposed to do that. I have no idea how these programmers can make the machine do this. Do you know how they do it, Matt? It's amazing. It's very impressive. And the fact that I buy it, and they work so hard to do it, and all I do have to do is purchase it and plug it in my machine, and I'm ready to go. Boy, Mindy, if you had trouble with the Orange Pop Ruler class in the bag, just shoot me an email at barb@mygirlfriendsquiltshop.com. I can help you. And Sybil says the Orange Pop Ruler bag is on her UFO list. Well, good for you. So Barbara Polk, we are near you in southern Idaho. We're in northern Utah. We're all hot, aren't we? So Vicki, you're in southwestern Ohio, and that's where the flash floods are. Whoa. So you're getting all the rain that we need. I wish some would drop here. We are so dry. They said that we're on an all-time dry, that it's never been this dry. This is the driest summer we've ever had and the hottest. And we're at the end of like a 12-year drought. I hope it ends soon. Oh, Janine. So she said the video is way ahead of the voice. What is going on?
It was doing that earlier.
What's that?
I think even the computer is getting tired.
Oh, well, we're all overheating, huh? Okay, I'm going to take my gold thread out, and I am now going to put black back in. So I've really only used 3 different colors of thread in my embroidery. I am going to use white in a minute when I sew the bag together. So much of this is going to be sewing, which I think is kind of cool. And I'm going to stitch out make. Maker's gonna make. I hope you guys have enjoyed all the classes that we've had today. We were really excited to present this to you. And we weren't able to really create our schedule on it until we got the box ourselves. We had no idea what was in it. We didn't have any idea. And so I got mine, like I said, on a Saturday. And Monday I opened it and got everything made, because I knew we were going to do it today. And this little part should take about 3 minutes to stitch out. And this was wash away sticky back stabilizer, because I want that gone here in a minute. I'm probably not going to wash it out. I'll leave it in there behind the lettering. In the old days, before we had the sticky back stabilizer, we would have to use something like 505 spray to adhere our fabrics down onto the stabilizer. And that got really old because we had our hoops would get all gummy because you'd spray them and then put your fabric down, and it wasn't as movable as what we have here. So I really love the sticky back stabilizers. And here is another thing that my machine is doing right now. It looks like some of my bobbin thread is pulling up. So when I finish it, I'm going to pull my hoop out and I'm going to put my bobbin thread back in. It might be a little bit loose. You could even add your name to the bottom of this if you wanted to. You've got room. Or you could make, instead of Maker's going to make, you could say Janine's going to make, right? Or Betty Jo's going to make. Or Alice is going to make. I'm going to go back and read that. Okay, because my bobbin thread was pulling up a little bit, I'm going to take my bobbin out just to make sure that it's where it needs to be. Sometimes, because the machine jiggles so much, things are not sitting exactly where they need to be. If you ever had that problem, that's what I would do. I would definitely pull my bobbin back out and reload it. Or if your bobbin thread is pulling up and it's possible, then I would put matching thread in the bobbin. But I'm going to put this in there for just a minute, and I'm going to restitch that one little part just so I can make sure that that is covered well. I don't want any of my white bobbin to pull up. So let me go over here while we're stitching that out and see if there's any questions I can answer. So Sybil said the classes have been great. They have been good, haven't they? Oh, Vicki, you have to leave us. Well, you come back and finish watching, okay? So Betty Jo said that's why my husband said the long arm has to go in the living room. Wow. Just doesn't fit, does it? It would, Barbara. I think the collage flower design would look pretty on one of those bags. That is a great idea. And Lisa, you have no sound? I guess you won't be able to hear me. Oh, darn. Gloria, I did not wash my towel before making this. I did iron it, though. I did not wash my towel. So we have a whole lot coming up in the next couple of months. We have a lot of Kimberbell events coming up. We have the Tug event in September. I hate to think September because we're just barely in July, but we do have a lot of things coming up. And like I said, we are going to have an all-day event with Home for the Holidays, and that's going to be coming up in August. We haven't got the date pinned down exactly yet, but you'll be hearing about it. Oh, Lisa, do I need to talk louder, Matt? What do I need to do?
I was able to make you sound louder.
Okay. Yes, Betty Jo, I am restitching out the word make because my bobbin was pulling through and I just didn't want to take it out and have to think, oh, that little white was showing. You know, if that does happen to you, you've already got it finished, a little bit of a marker, if you're on black, can cover up that one little white spot. But I thought if it's in the machine, it just takes a few minutes. I'm going to go ahead and just pull it out. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to pop it out of the hoop because I am finished. I am finished with, almost, it's not quite done. Okay, the next thing I'm going to do, I'm on page 8, and this is where we're going to remove the project from the hoop. And then I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to cut all my stabilizer off the back. Almost done, almost. Now this is where we're going to be doing some fun little stitching. I'm going to switch my machine over to sewing. Now all you have to do on this machine is simply move the embroidery arm out of the way. But because I'm going to be doing a lot of sewing with the rest of this bag, I'm going to take my embroidery arm right off. So it'll take me just a second. But it's almost done. I think the words that they had in all these projects, I mean, maker's gonna make, do and dream, and do what you love. I just love all the sayings that she's got on this. You know what? Trying to hear me over the machine's been pretty hard anyway. Okay. Does your machine sing to you? I think that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm gonna pop that out. I'm gonna turn my machine off to take my embroidery arm off. I guess I get kind of spoiled. When I sew, I want to sew. And of course I have to change my foot out. So if you're doing the same thing, and I'm going to finish the project out with just white thread.
Figured it out.
You got it?
People are saying it sounds better.
Oh, well, good. I am glad to hear that. I couldn't do what you're doing. I could not do it. All right, I'm going to put white thread in my machine. And now I can go back to those straps that I did not finish from the first few steps. We are going to sew. That means I need to put my sewing foot on. Okay. Now, if you've sewn with me before, you know that when I sew top stitching, I like to use my edge joining foot. If you haven't sewn with me before, this is what the edge joining foot looks like. It has a little flange that goes right down the center, right here. The picture is delayed for me, so I'm kind of trying to figure it out here. Right here, there's a little flange that goes down the center, and that's going to guide my fabric. So all I have to do is put my fabric in the right section, and I am off to go. That's why I like having a dual sewing and embroidery machine, because I'm right here. Didn't have to move a thing, just take the arm off. Okay, I have my needle in the left-hand position, and the flange is going down the center. And when I sew these things together, I like to sew the edges together that are going to meet. So I have my finished edge right here, and I have my folded edge right here from the first few steps. I'm going to make them meet right there, and I am going to bring my foot down. All right, and I'm just going to do a top stitch right along that edge. And because my fabric just has to follow along with that flange, I can go pretty fast. As long as I just keep my fabric lined up with it. And if ever you miss somewhere, you can just go back and pick it up. I'm going to do both at the same time. And I'm going where I have my two folded edges, my finished edge and my folded edge together. And I like this ombre because it just so gradually changed into that beautiful teal color that comes back up. And now I'm going to do the other edge in the same manner. I'm just going to have that fabric ride right along that flange. It's kind of like a 1/4 inch foot with a guide. It's got that guide in there, and all you have to do is keep the fabric butted up to that guide, and you've got a beautiful top stitch. I'll show you that in a minute. I'm going to pop this foot off and put my regular foot back on. Okay. All right, do you remember when I said, oh, we haven't even taken this out yet. I got so anxious to sew. Okay, we're going to pop this guy out. And because this is tear away, look what I can do. I am simply going to tear it away. And it's also water soluble, so when I wash it, if I choose to wash it, it will dissolve. I was worried that the tearaway stabilizer would like rip my stitches out, but it doesn't. It tears nicely. And that's the Kimberbell stabilizers we're using. Okay, that part is done. See how great that looks? Okay, what I am going to do is I'm going to go back to this, and I am going to re-put a mark on there because I put it on the wrong side. Nobody, Betty Jo, where were you? Somebody has to say, hey, put that on the other side. It'll be easier for you, they said. But that's okay. Now I do have it on the right side. Okay, now let's see what we're going to do. All right, so we are now in part 4. We are in the sewing part. And if this part makes you crazy, let's just do this together, okay? So fold the tea towel lengthwise, wrong sides, widthwise, excuse me, wrong sides together. So here I have this, and I'm going to be watching these pictures very carefully because I think they have great instructions with great pictures. Okay, we are going to line the hem, the pre-done hem, up with the line right here that we did, the line A, if you remember. The design is going to be on the back, so I can't see the design. I'm going to be exactly like the picture on the page, okay? So I've got my folded edge. I'm going to turn it around so it's just exactly like that picture. And I am going to put my folded edge right here, and I've got my hem lined up with line A, and you can see that's what I have done. All right, so I have my, I'm going to measure down 4 inches and make a line. Make sure that's nice and lined up. I'm going to make a line. All right, now I'm going to put a few pins in there because now I'm going to stitch on that line and I don't want it to shift on me. So there I go. Now I'm going to stitch right there on that line, and this is going to be called the center stitch line. And don't worry about what's going on the other side. Don't worry about that at all. It's going to take care of itself. I'm going to move my needle back into the center position because I'm going to be stitching on a line, and I want to be able to see where my needle is going down. Boy, I'm really thrilled with all of you that have stuck with us today. This has been a long day of watching or sewing or whatever you're doing. Kind of think of it as a retreat, an all-day retreat. Okay, we'll come back to the drawing board over here. All right, so now in number 2, I now have my center stitch line stitched right there. Now place the design side up and top stitch close to the edge on this fold. So I'm going to top stitch right along there. I'm not going to bother ironing it. I'm just going to top stitch right on there. And this will give us a nice finished look because this is going to become my pocket. See right here? Here is my pocket. Now if I want, I can put that edge joining foot back on and very carefully do a nice top stitch right there. So I'm going to have my needle in my left hand needle position, and I'm going to line my fold up with that flange. And I'm going to top stitch this fold. And if you use this edge joining foot, you're going to have such a professional looking top stitch. It will be amazing. And people will say, oh, you do such a good job. Well, no, it's that foot. That foot does a great job. So I'm going to hold this right up here. Can you do that?
People are saying that your voice is like 5 minutes behind.
5 minutes?
I don't know.
Oh,
Exactly,
darn.
but
All right, I'm so sorry.
Everyone's very confused right now.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
I don't know how to fix it.
Okay.
I think it's an internet problem.
Well, you know what? The internet's not with us today. Yep, they will post very soon. I am so sorry, Cindy. So sorry. Okay, come on over here, Matt. Oh no, I meant the camera.
Oh.
Or you can come over here too. All right, we're at the cutting table again. I want you to see how beautiful that top stitch is if you can. That is just so beautiful right on the edge of that fabric. So beautiful. All right, now we have just done step number 3. We're going to go to step number 4. So now we are going to face it we're going to face it this way. And we are going to flip up. It says open the tea towel horizontally, right side up, with the dark side to the right, and the flap with the embroidery design is going to be to the left. All right? So now we're going to go to page 9. And I really want to take you step by step through this so that when you're making another one, you're going to understand what each step really is trying to say to you. So we're going to measure 4 inches to the right of this center line right here, and we're going to make a line. So we're going to go 4 inches to the right of this center line, and it's going to be hard for me to see it through this ruler. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm going to have to use the markings on the table, and I'm going to make a line. And then it's going to tell me this is going to be line number C, so that you'll know. Measure 1 inch to the right of line C using a water-soluble marker. We're going to do another line 1 inch to the right. We're going to make another line. This is going to be E. Are you all with me so far? Now we are on step number C. We did our 1 inch to the right, and now we're going to go 2.5 inches down from the top raw edge of the tea towel. 2.5 inches down from the top raw edge, which is going to be right there. And we're going to make a line right here down to line E. And then we're going to go to the bottom and do the same thing. So we're going to do 2.5 inches up from the bottom. This is going to get really repetitious, and then you're going to say, oh yeah, I get it. So 2.5 inches from the bottom. We're going to make a line from line E to the top like that. I want to make sure that I have measured correctly before I jump ahead too far. Okay. And now let's go to this is step number 6. Now we're going to take line C and fold. I need to turn the iron on. Okay, we're in step number 6. It says fold line C into a pleat by aligning line C on the right side together with line D. Did we make a line D? Did I forget to mark that one? Okay. Where is my marker? Okay, my iron has to heat up for just a minute, so just give me a minute. Let me make sure it's heated up. Okay, it's coming. All right, so now we're going to take line C right here, and we're going to fold it up to line D. Let me see if I can find it on here so that you can see. It's actually right here. Okay, so you really can't. It's just a pleat. You're not going to see it as a pleat. You're just going to see it as a seam. So we're going to take line C and fold it up to line D. My head's probably in the way. And I'm going to give that a little pin right in there so it doesn't move. But I'm just going to iron it, so I'm not going to do any sewing yet. I'm just placing it, because you're going to see that we're going to stick our handles, our straps down inside there. Okay, so I have line C lined up with line D. And don't worry about it when I press over there, so you're going to think, well, I've got marks on there. I don't want them to stay there. They're still going to come out, so don't worry about it very much. All right? If you like to make bags, we're going to do some great bag patterns and classes this fall. You're going to really like it. All right, now we're going to go on to lay the tea towel horizontally with right side up. So we're in number B. The flap with the embroidery design is on top, is to the left. Now we're going to take a handle above the line F. I think I labeled that incorrectly. Well, I didn't label it. That A was from something else. This is going to be line F right here. And E. Okay, so we're going to take the handle and lay it, making sure the original tea towel hem stitch is on the inside, facing down. So just look at it carefully. You don't want to have that hem stitch on top, because it's really not as pretty as the top part. All right, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it right on that line that I drew right there, and I'm going to put it just above the line. So there's my above the line. I'm going to pin that in place. And I'm also going to pin it up here in place.
What page and step are you on?
We are on page 9, and we are on step 6, but we are, in fact, I'm going to go over this again. So we are on page number 9, and we have already did our markings. We did C to D, and I pressed it right here. I lined up C with line D, and that just gave me a little tuck right there. Okay? And that is going to just be where that pleat is going to be where the handle is going to slide down inside. And now on B it said measured 1 inch to the right of that line, which gave me line D, and then measure 2.5 inches down from that edge, make a mark, 2.5 inches up from that edge, make a mark, and that's going to tell us where to put the handle. And then we're going down to step C. What I did was take line D and match it up, fold it up, and put it with line D right here, and then I pressed it, but I also put some pins in there because I don't want it to move. And I've laid my towel. This is B. Lay your towel horizontally with the right side up. We're still in the same position. Ignore this line right here because that's also on the other side. And we've got our flap sitting right there, okay? So this picture is exactly what you're going to see in step 6B. Okay? Now I'm going to go to C. It says align the handle above the line F, which those lines right there were F. I didn't mark them. And you're going to make sure the hem stitching side is going down. I don't want to see that, so I'm going to put that down toward the fabric. And I'm going to tuck this in that pleat right there. So the raw edges are in the pleat. And I'm going to line it up with that line. And I'm going to pin that down. Okay? So that is all in there right now. And that's in there snug. I've got that all pinned. Now we're going to go to step number 7. It says align the other handle the same way which we have done both of the handles, and pin fold C close. I've already pinned it. Top stitch close to the edge. I'm going to top stitch right along there. I'm not going to put my edge joining foot on this time because the edge joining foot would get caught on these, so I'm not going to put it on. I'm just going to do a nice top stitch right along that fold. Then I'm going to remove the pins, and then I'm going to stitch this up the strap. And then I'm going to, let me get my pen out, and on this white you'll be able to see it really well. And then I'm going to, right up here at the top, I am going to stitch a little box like that, and I'm going to put an X in the center. That's going to be my stitch lines. I'm not going to draw it, I'm going to just stitch it, but I wanted you to see what I was going to do. Okay, are there any questions on that? Oh, Diane, we need to hang out. That is so nice of you to say that. Oh, you are so sweet. And thank you, Tana. And you guys said, Deidre, you've shared it. That's great. I am so sorry my voice is behind. I hope that you guys can catch up. And maybe if you're not, I don't know, it's not going with what I'm saying, what I'm doing then, is it?
No, it sounds like...
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay,
Yeah.
so right now I'm going to stitch along this line first, and then I'm going to stitch up the strap, and I'm actually going to, how can I show you with? I got nothing to show you with, and I don't have a pointer. Use this. I'm going to stitch up one side, and I'm going to go across the top, and then I'm going to stitch down, and I'm going to do a little X right there, down here, across, up, and an X, and I'm just going to do that X in that box as I stitch. Or you could go up, across, and down, and then come back and do the box. Either way you want to do it is great. Okay, I am now going to top stitch that fold. And I'm not going to put my edge joining foot back on right now. It'll get in my way. But I am going to go over into my right hand needle position and just guide it along the hole in my foot. The opening that I can see that's opened. Now if I had my edge joining foot, it would be a real hassle for me to go up over the bump of the strap, so I'm not going to put it on. But this is really going to make those straps snug right inside that fold. Right inside that pleat. Now I took the pins out that were in my straps right there at the bottom because I don't need them there anymore. I've already stitched this down. Now I'm going to stitch up the sleeve. I'm going to put my foot down. And the reason I'm going to put a little X at the top is that that's going to give that a stability that you can't get if you just have a straight stitch right across the top. And I'm going to stitch down and across. And however you make that box is really going to work out just great, so it doesn't even matter how you do it. As long as you have that box up there. And if it means that you sew over the top stitch or the bottom stitch twice, that's okay, because that's just going to give it more stability, more strength, and it's not going to hurt your stitching. It's not going to look funny as long as you sew in the same spot. And then just stitch down the other side. You guys are going to see how easy this is. And you're going to say, oh, I could do that. I'm going to back stitch there. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing on this other side. And just make sure you keep that strap lined up with that line, and you will be happy with it. And I didn't draw a little box here, but that's okay. You can figure that out. It's the same little box. You'll kind of get it down into the rhythm, and you'll be able to make those boxes without thinking about it. Anytime I do a strap, I always put this reinforcement X at the top. Okay, I'm down on the home stretch there. All right, so I have one strap connected. Let's go down to step number 7. Now, I think we already have done that one. I'm going to turn the page. We are now on step 10. All right, reinforcing the handle by sewing. Oh, maybe I'd skip that. Nope, we did that one. All right, we're going to flip it around, and we're going to flip this one that direction. So we're going to reinforce the handle by sewing a rectangle with an X in the center, which is what we did. Lay the T-towel horizontal, T-towel, I said town, horizontally with right side up with the dark color. I don't want to be there because I want to be able to, I'm going to have to flip this in a minute because I'm right-handed. Okay, so we're going to flip this up. Now measure 3 inches to the left of your stitch line. All right? 3 inches to the left of your stitch line. So line that up, and you're going to go 3 inches. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And at first, when I was doing this the first time, I thought, oh, those measurements, they're all kind of wacky, but they're really not. All right, because it's taken into consideration, you have the pleat up there, and you've got your design right here, so it all comes together really well. And now we're going to measure down 2.5 inches once again. And guess what we're going to do? We're going to make another line, 2.5 inches down to that line. And then once again, we're going to go 2.5 inches. Is everybody with me? 2.5 inches, we're going to make another line. So you know what we're going to do, don't you? Now we're not going to sew our pocket shut. So remember that. Who's going to watch me? I always sew something shut. I always do. All right, now we have done 9A and 9B. We're going to lay the handle in. Now remember, we're going to put our finished edge that we cut off of our towel, we're going to put that one down. And I'm going to line that right up there with that line that I just drew. See, to me, I've got to go the other direction. This is going to drive me crazy. I'm going the wrong way. But I'm going to follow those pictures because those pictures are important. All right, now don't twist your strap either. Make sure it's not twisted. And I'm going to now put my finished edge down, that one that I cut off. I'm going to line it up on the outside of the line that I just created. And what we're going to do is we're going to stitch. Now there's no pleat right there. There's no pleat there that's going to tuck that down inside, but you're going to see what's going to happen to that. Because in just a minute, after I stitch the straps down, because this will be in step, we're in step C on step number 9, and then D. So we have this thing flipped over here. And in a minute after I stitch these down, I'm going to flip this back up over the top. And you'll see how wonderful that's going to be. All right? So we're going to go, we've already measured and we've done that. Number 10, place the ruler along the top stitch of the other. Let's get this right. Okay, we ought to do that. No, I think I want to stitch it first. No, let's not. All right, I'm still making last minute decisions here. What I want to do here is that I'm going to line it up, and we are in step number 10 on page 10. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to draw a line that I am now going to stitch on, because that handle needs to be reinforced, most definitely. I'm going to draw a line there, and I'm going to draw a line there, because I'm going to stitch on those lines. That's going to divide my pocket. Besides, it's going to reinforce that handle. And I drew it right down to the bottom of my pocket. Do you remember that center stitch line that we did in the beginning? That's where it's going to go down to. All right. Now we are going to go to number 11. This is step 11 on the bottom of page 10. But of course, I am going to do some pinning. Things shift on me and then I'm not happy. You know what? I think I've got a pin down in there I need to move. That would have been sad. And I'm going to put a pin right there. I don't want to leave a pin down inside my tote. And I think pinning does take a little longer, but dang, I'm always happier when I pin. Okay, now if you will look at step number 11 at my picture there, and I now have, let me turn it this way so it's exactly like a picture. I am now going to stitch down this handle. I'm going to continue clear down here. Actually, I'm going to start down here and go up here, and I'm going to sew my little box up there. Should I draw that again? Let me do it on the white one. Okay, I'm going to start down here. I'm going to sew up here, and I'm going to sew a little box right there, and I'm going to put an X in it. Remember, that's going to reinforce that part. Then I'm going to sew back down here, and I'm going to backstitch right there. Then I'm going to come right here and sew across there a couple of times. I'm just going to sew across and then backstitch across it again. And that's what we're going to be doing in step 11, and we're going to do that on both sides. So I'm going to put a little box up there. I'm going to start here, sew there, put a box, sew down. Then I'm going to come back and I'm going to backstitch on both of those parts, and then I'm going to backstitch twice. I'm going to sew twice over this part right here. Okay, this is going to take me a minute. And if you're sewing along with me, I hope that you are just having a great time. And yes, I'm using white thread, but I think it will blend nicely with all of the threads that I have there already. And at this point, I am sewing on top of my strap that's underneath my pocket. I'm going to get to the top, and I'm going to go one more stitch. And so across the top, I'm going to make my box. And it's not a race, anybody. It's not a race. So this is your last Bella box project, unless you haven't done the tea towel yet that we did. We didn't actually do that one in our classes today. We figured that one was more something that you had done before, so we didn't feel like that you needed to repeat that one with us. And I'm sewing down over my pocket. I'm going to backstitch at the bottom. Then I'm going to go back up where my pocket overlaps or ends right at the strap, and I'm going to go over that twice and stop. I can take out some of these pins. Okay, now I'm going to do the same thing on the other strap. And you know, we're almost done. Hey, well, come on in. Don't be shy. Come on in. We've just been partying all day today, haven't we? Hi, Owen. Haven't seen you in a long time. Jenny, come over here and say hi. And introduce Owen. You bet. Introduce Owen.
Hi, everybody.
So you can go up there if you want and let them take the stage.
I don't know where.
See, look at that camera right there. Barb's just sewing.
I'm just
You're
sewing.
live on Facebook. You're so cool.
Tell us about yourself, Owen.
Not a lot to say, I'll be honest.
Today is his first day working here. He's been
Have you really?
So
I'm impressed. What did you do, Owen?
A lot of folding, a lot of cutting.
and some rolling of rickrack.
Whoa. So, Owen, tell us how you know this lady.
She's my mother.
How fun.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go.
Okay.
It's embarrassing, right?
Is it embarrassing, Owen? It's not for me.
Yeah.
See ya. I'm going to back stitch at the bottom, and then I'm going to go back up, if you remember, where the strap crosses, or where the pocket crosses the strap, and I'm going to back stitch over that. I'm going to do that twice. Okay, done on that part. Boy, we are rolling. We are rolling. Okay, let's turn the page. We're going to go to page 11, and this is the last page. Look what we've done so far. So this is what you have. Now this is driving me crazy right here because it shows up. This is driving me crazy. I can't wait to squirt that off with water. All right, now the next thing we're going to do, we already did the X in step number 12. Now we're going to do some French seams, and this is going to be it. We are done after this. All right, but this is a little crazy. So we are going, this is the outside of our bag, and we are going to fold it right side, wrong sides together with the outside right there. And I'm going to line that up. And I'm going to pin it good. And I'm going to do the same on both sides. Okay, so I'm going to do a stitch right there, and it's going to be at 1/4 inch. And then I'm going to trim off a little bit. I'm going to turn it wrong side out, and I'm going to come back and do another stitch on the outside. Do you have a video we can show for a few minutes?
Yeah.
Okay, if you'll put one up, and I'll be right back.
Our guests have just arrived. Don't be alarmed when you see a machine stitching to a ghostly hum. This is Home Sweet Haunted Home, where everyone is welcome. These beautiful bats are delightful decor for pillows and more. Stitch a couple for your flyaway bat's throw pillow. Then create a whole colony for a variety of Halloween projects. Embroidery leather, felt, glitter, and lace. Bats swoop to a pillow and stitch into place. Black as midnight, each bat is made from a different Kimberbellishment or technique. Kimberbell's pumpkins grow right in the hoop. Quilt the velveteen fabric with a spooktacular pattern. Then form the pumpkin by gathering the top and bottom. Fairy lights cast an enchanting glow from Kimberbell's Haunted Home 3D house with a black cat button and sparkly jack-o'-lantern. This dimensional project is a Halloween treat. Escape, if you dare, to Kimberbell's Dead and Breakfast Inn. This ghoulish getaway has all the comforts of home, including mylar windows, an applique glitter door, and walls of shiny embroidery leather. No need for terror. You'll have everything you need to conjure 5 bewitching projects in the Kimberbell event bag at this 2-day event.
It's Barb's voice. But then we're going to edit the video after it's over, resync the audio, and then we'll put out the new video for you as soon as we can. Okay, so that is the good news.
Let me hear more good news.
You want to hear? No. Chris is on, but I hear Barb's voice. Lisa's saying.
I'm so sorry.
Uh-oh.
Just keep it going. Keep it talking.
Keep talking. Can I have your mic? Maybe this mic isn't working. It's not working?
Well, no, that's not the.
Oh, that's not the.
The mic's.
Okay. I don't know. Who knows? Can't hear you, they're saying.
They can't hear you?
No, they can't hear me.
What do you want?
Okay, let's try this.
I don't know. Do you want to go through my clothes?
No, this
isn't gonna work.
Here we go.
I'm gonna plug you
Okay.
for a minute.
The internet gremlins are busy tonight. That's right, Kathy. Oh, the internet gremlins are busy tonight. I don't know what's happening. It's weird. It's strange. Who knows? I don't know. Do you know, Barb?
I don't know.
I said it's a scene from a Halloween movie. All of a sudden, Chris is on. But where is Barb? What happened?
I'm here.
Sorry, Lisa. I know it's out of sync and I know it's confusing. We are trying our very best. But all I know is that we don't know. We don't know what's happening. So what we're going to do is we are just doing the best we can to finish up the project. And then we're going to resync this video afterwards. We have to wait until it's done.
Can you do that?
Yes, I
Okay.
believe we can do that. In our editing, we can go back
scenes, huh?
and do that. And then we'll put up the new video and everything will be in sync.
Or else
So,
Chris is going to redo it.
or
tomorrow.
else it's going to be the Barb and Chris show. And here we go. So it's all good, guys. No worries. I know it's very, very strange. Oh, you still can't hear me? I
Really?
don't know.
They can't hear you?
The audio was like 5 minutes ago.
Okay, that is so weird.
Like,
Something
I'm
very
hearing
strange is
Owen
happening.
And,
You think it's Owen and Jenny? We had
I
Owen and
hear
Jenny here a
Owen
minute
and
ago.
Jenny right now. So,
Well, good. Then you don't have to say anything.
Oh my goodness. Okay, guys, no worries. We are good. We are so good. Please do not worry. We will redo this video even
we have to.
tomorrow. We will redo the video. I don't want you to be discouraged. I don't want you to be upset. Don't do that to yourselves. Just and there's nothing we can do on our end, unfortunately. Unfortunately. So no worries. No worries. We will redo the video. Do not be
You
disappointed.
bet. Are people
Okay.
disappointed? No.
Yes.
We're doing the very last step. Not working? Are they saying naughty things to us?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. Well, you know what? We've been doing this all day long. All right, we're going to the very last step.
I'm not sure
The
cable,
connection?
like, jiggle the cable a little bit.
Am I doing anything there? No go? Are we good?
Oh, okay. I don't know if it's.
Okay, so
We gotta be close to being done.
Oh, we're done. We have 2 seams left. We're done.
Okay.
We are done.
We've
done it.
We may have to redo the video, folks, or we may be able to resync it. We
Will
will.
you buy me a new Bella box?
Yes, I sure will. So
That's right.
I
We are on-
apologize.
Does this work, Matt? Does this one, can you hear me, Matt? Okay, we're gonna dump this one. So you can't hear me at all?
Everything
They,
is just
they
off.
can hear you, it's just they don't hear you until 5 minutes after you say it.
Okay, so what if I just mouth it?
I mean,
This is sad. This is sad.
It's like people are keeping a positive attitude though.
Oh, thank you.
Not all.
All right, so what we're going to do, so the picture does not sync with my sound, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to carry on in order to finish, right? Because we have one thing left to do. So here's what I'm going to do. I have sewn a 1/4" seam right here, and right here, I even put a B on there for B. And I'm teasing, it's my line. Okay.
I don't know if it's even worth finishing. We've got
Halloween noise. How does that happen? All right, so I have stitched right there. I am now going to trim this down just a little bit, maybe like to 1/8 of an inch. You haven't made this yet, have you, Chris? I didn't get that very well. Maybe if they just watch what's happening, that's good. All right, so I have trimmed that down. Now I'm going to turn it wrong side out.
no, there's no sound.
No sound, that's okay. Let's do this.
Matt, will you type in that we're finishing the video right now? There's just a couple steps left. We will do our best to
Figure it out
what's
tomorrow.
happening, and we'll keep you posted tomorrow.
This was the funnest project. Okay, now I'm going to go over to the machine, and I'm now going to do a 1/4" stitch right there, and it's done. That's it.
Yay! It's done! Congratulations, Barb!
We are done. I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to turn it right side out so they can see what it looks like.
Oh, now they're hearing both of us.
But it's from
Oh, it's from a few minutes ago.
when you first made it.
So what's wrong with that internet tonight? I'm actually done. Makes you think you don't even have to talk. And all I do is talk. All right, I'm coming back over here.
Oh, yes. Jerry says we wore Facebook out.
Oh, okay. Come on back over here. I have stitched down there on both sides, on the wrong side, and now I'm going to turn it right side out. And I have a French seam. It's done.
Yay!
It is done.
Congratulations.
Okay,
We did it, Barb.
we are done.
Oh my goodness.
Perfect.
Wow.
Just like this one. Done.
Wow. That is really, really cute.
It is cute.
Yes.
It is done. All
Really
right,
cute.
everybody, come up to us and we will say our goodbyes.
Bye.
Oh, I mean, just
Oh,
put
no,
the
no, no,
camera.
no, no.
Sorry,
I've done that to him
I thought you
twice
pointed
today.
out that way.
He's like, again?
Yes, we want to see Matt. All right, so
Oh,
here, hold your bag.
okay.
I'll hold my bag.
Ta-da!
We are
Here we
done,
go.
done.
Oh my
Hey, thank you for
goodness.
pitching in here while we were.
You know, it's
trying to
all
fix
good.
things
I
up.
want to thank Barb, who put this whole day together. That was
Or Kimberbell
well,
to put this whole thing together for
Kimberbell
us.
Put this together, but
Yes.
you made it happen to
We
be
are
able to do
done.
this. So
It's been a long
anyway,
day.
It has
It's been good. It's been good. I loved it. All right,
Anyway,
everybody. See you later.
Thank you for being with us. Sorry about the audio issues. We're going to do our best to make it all work.
And figure it out.
Yeah, please don't worry. Please don't worry.
So we'll come
We
back
gotcha.
on. We'll
All
make it
right?
work. Okay.
We'll see
Bye.
you tomorrow. Bye-bye.